welcome to our channel Knowledge Hub. Friends, subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon for the latest update. Today we're gonna start with your reasoning. That has been the topic that we are discussing here is your non-verbal reasoning, that has been the cubes and dice. This has been the classes your 218, where we had completed your 217th classes in the last classes, that what we had discussed. In terms of reasoning here, we had completed your verbal reasoning, which is general mental ability, and the logic reasoning, where we had completed your analogy, classification, analytical reasoning, analogy, classification, series completion, coding, decoding, blood relation, puzzle test, sequential output tracing, direction sense test, and logical Venn diagram, alphabet test, number ranking, time sequence test, mathematical operations, logical sequence of words, arithmetic reasoning, inserting the missing character, data sufficiency, decision making, assertions and reasons, situation reaction test, and verification of the truth of the statement as well. In logic reasoning, we had covered up your logic, statement, argument, statement, assumptions, statement, course of action, statement, conclusion, driving conclusion from passages, theme detection, question, statement, as miscellaneous logical puzzles as well. In non-verbal reasoning, we had done your series, analogy, classification, analytical reasoning, mirror image, water image, embedded figure, completions of incomplete pattern, figure matrix, paper folding, paper cutting, rule detection, grouping of identical figures, and cubes and dice. That is the 14th topic we are dealing with. In terms of cubes and dice, we had started, and even though we had completed your 59th question in the last classes, today we have to start with discussing about 60th question of the session. Before starting with this, it's a huge request to all the viewers to please go through with the subscribe button, and please like, share and subscribe our channel, so that many and maximum people can get the information at once, and even though you can also enjoy the video as well. We'll go ahead with the questions here. That has been question is said, a cube is colored orange and one face on one face, pink on the opposite face, brown on one face, and silver on face adjacent to the brown face. So the other two faces are left uncolored. It is then cut into 125 smaller cubes of equal size. Now answer the following question based on the above statement here. So with the same references towards it, we have your sub questions for the same particular given information. We'll go ahead for the same here. Let's go ahead for that same. A cube is colored orange on one face, pink on the opposite face, brown on one face, and silver on a face adjacent to the brown face. The other two faces are left uncolored. It is then cut into 125 smaller cubes that we have, smaller cubes of equal size. Now answer the following question based on the above statement. So the next question is 61th question that has been asked. How many cubes have at least one face colored pink? How many cubes have at least one face colored pink? This has been the questions. So the options for the same is 1, 9, 16, 25. That has been asked here. So we'll go ahead for the solution for the same, and that has been important too. So on the same here, for this type of a question, that as I told you, this is being all are important here. So first we'll draw a diagram for the same, and then we'll draw it, and then we'll find it out as well. So on the basis of the given detail that the tube will be colored as indicated, that will draw here. This is being representing here. Okay, so this is the above one. The bottom is pink. First I will just write it down for the bottom, that is being pink. This is the first, that is your the round color is on side third. We have this is being colored, this is being uncolored. Back one is uncolored. Then next, this is the top one we have is your orange. This is the side one is your silver, and this backward is your this is being your uncolored. This is being the uncolored as well. So this is being the brown here. So this is being the pink, as I told you. So being uncolored, we have your two uncolored, orange, silver, and brown. So this is being representing here. On the same cases, this cube is divided into 125 smaller cubes as to be shown in the figure that has been divided here for the layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, layer 4, and layer 5 as well, that been representing. So on the same cases, we go ahead here in the detail. The figure that may be analyzed by assuming it to be made up of 5 horizontal layer. So we are all the 25 cubes in layer 5 that have at least one face colored pink, and for the one face colored pink that we have is, and that we have, your answer will be, the 25 will be the right answer because there are such 25 cubes. So 25 will be the right answer for the same. Let's go ahead with another one that we have to talk about it, and that has been the another one important question here. It's been your 62th question. The question is being said, how many cubes have all the faces uncolored? How many cubes have all the faces uncolored? This has been the question. The options we have 24, 36, 48, and 64. So for the same we talk about it, and that has been in each of the layer second, third, and fourth, all the cube except those which lie along the side 3 and 4 and have all the faces uncolored. Thus there are 16 such cubes in each of these 3 layers. So that is being here is your 16 into 3, which is being equals to 48 such cubes in all. Now we'll talk about the another question that has been the another different questions as well. That has been the 63rd question of the session. The question is being stated that how many cubes have at least two face colored? How many cubes have at least two faces colored? That we have for the same, that is being the options we have 19, 20, 21, and 23, that what we have to talk about it. We'll go ahead for the same. So there are 8 cubes in layer 1, 1 cube each in layer 2, third, and fourth, 8 cubes in layer 5 which have two faces colored, and also there are 1 cube in layer 1 and 1 cube in layer 5 which have 3 faces colored. So thus there are 8 plus 1 into 3 plus 8 plus 1 plus 1, that is being equals to 8 plus 1 into 3 is your 3, of course. 8 plus 3 is 11 plus 8 19, 20, and 21. So we'll have your 21 cubes having at least two face colored here. Now we'll go ahead with another question that is being asked here, and that is being important too, which is the next question is how many cubes are colored orange on one face and have the remaining face uncolored here. That is being here. Options we have 8, 12, 14, and 16. We'll go ahead for the question first. 64th question of the session. How many cubes are colored orange on one face and have the remaining faces uncolored. Options we have 8, 12, 14 and 16. So for the same we have to find out for this as well. This has been the important one too, and which we have to talk about it. So the cubes that colored orange on one face and having the remaining face uncolored lie in layer 1 except along the side 3 and 4. Thus there are 16 such cubes. Now we will go ahead with the next question that we have to talk about it, which is being the another one, and that is being the 65th question of the sessions as well. So the questions for the same is, how many cubes one colored silver on one face, orange or pink on another face, and have 4 uncolored faces? So the options for the same we have is your 8, 10, 12 and 16. We'll go ahead for the same. How many cubes of one colored silver on one face, orange or pink on another face, and have 4 uncolored faces that we have? So the options for the same we have 8, 10, 12 and 16. So we'll go ahead, we have to answer it out here. There are 4 cubes in layer 1 alongside 4 which are colored silver on one face, orange on another face and having 4 uncolored faces. Also there are 4 cubes in layer 5 alongside 4 which are colored silver on one face, pink on another face and having 4 uncolored faces. Thus there are 8 cubes of required type. We'll have an answer here. Now we'll talk about the another one, and that is being the important and the another questions as well, which is being the 66th question of the sessions here. So the question states that the length of each side of a cube is 5 centimeters. The outer border of the width of 1 centimeter is painted yellow on each side, and the remaining space enclosed by this is 1 centimeter path is painted pink. This cube is cut into 125 smaller cubes of each side 1 centimeter when these smaller cubes are separated. That has been asked here. We'll go ahead for the same. The length of each side of a cube is 5 centimeters. The outer border of the width of 1 centimeter is painted yellow on each side, and the remaining space enclosed by this 1 centimeter path is painted pink. This cube is cut into 125 smaller cubes of each side 1 centimeter when these smaller cubes are separated that we have. So the options, the questions for this particular directions are the questions we have here. How many cubes have all the faces uncolored? 67th question of the sessions has been how many cubes have all the faces uncolored here. Options we have 0, 9, 18, 27. That what we have to talk about it. So for the same we have an structures here where they have a 5 layers as well that has been representing. So I will just draw the diagram first and then you will be get to know about what type of a figure we are talking about. So it will be like in the form of this. This will be sort of like this, that is being 1, 2, 4, then it will be and that has been 1, 2, 3, 4. It was like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this has been representing here with the figure. So this has been here, it has been 1 centimeter. This is 5 centimeters. So here for that which is in the middle, this has been the crust figures here. So for the same here as well. This has been as well. Okay, so as this is the figure here, as you can see, this has been the layer 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so here that the following figures that shows the cubes which has been weighted as being the stated in the questions and then divided into 125 smaller cubes. This is that has been not shaded, has been the yellow color, and that the shaded color will be your pink here. Okay, we'll just remind that. So figure they may be analyzed by assuming the larger cube that to be made up of 5 horizontal layers. And in the question what they had asked you is how many cubes have all the faces uncolored. So 9 cubes in the centers of each of the layers, second, third and fourth, have all the faces uncolored. So thus there will be 9 into 3, it will be 27 such cubes. Okay, now we go ahead with another one that we talk about, that this is another questions as well. Is being the question has been asked how many cubes have a 3 faces colored yellow. So it is been the 68 question. So the question is how many cubes have 3 faces colored yellow. Okay, this has been the question. So the options we have 2, 4, 8 and 10. So for the same we talk about it, and that has been here is that 4 corner cubes in layer 1 and 4 corner cubes in layer 5 have 3 faces colored yellow. Thus there are 8 such cubes. Now we'll talk about the another one which is being the another as well of this directions only. The question is being how many cubes have at least 2 faces colored yellow here. So the question is 69th question, that has been how many cubes have at least 2 faces colored yellow. The options we have 24, 44, 48, 96 and for the same we talk about it, and that has been the answer as well. So here that the 12 cubes in layer 1, 4 cubes in each of the layer 2nd and 3rd and 4th, and 12 cubes in layer 5th that have two faces that colored yellow, and 4 cubes in layer 1 and 4 cubes in layer 5 have three faces colored yellow. Thus there are 12 plus 4 into 3 plus 12 plus 4 plus 4, that is being equals to 44 cubes there, that three faces colored yellow, and that having at least two faces colored yellow here. Now we'll go ahead with another one, that is being the another the question that we have is which we have as follows as well, and that is being the important too. So the next questions we have for this has been the 70th question of the sessions as well, and let's go ahead for the same. The question is, how many cubes have one face pink and an adjacent face yellow? We'll go ahead. How many cubes have one face pink and adjacent and an adjacent face yellow? So the options for the same is 0, 1, 2 and 4. So we'll talk about that as well. So being the right answer for the same, which is being here is your that there is no cube having one face pink and an adjacent face yellow. So for the same we have your answer, that is being your the figure that will be the 0 will be the right answer for this question as well. We'll go ahead with another question that we talk about it, that has been the another 71th question of the session. How many cubes have at least one face colored? How many cubes have one face pink? Sorry, how many cubes have at least one face colored? So options we have 27, 48, 98, 121. That what we have to talk about it, and we'll go ahead for the same as well. So for the same we have there are 125 cubes in all, and out of these 27 cubes have all faces uncolored. So thus there are 125 minus 27, and that has been equals to 98 cubes having at least one face colored here, and that will be the right answer for this question as well. We'll go ahead with another question that we have to talk about it, and that is being the important one as well, and which is being to be as follows. The question has been said here is that a solid cube has been painted yellow, blue and black, one pairs of opposite faces, that the cube is then cut into 36 smaller cubes such that 32 cubes are of the same size while 4 others are of the bigger size, and also no face of any of the bigger cubes is painted blue. This has been the questions here, so we'll just go ahead for the same. That has been the 72th question of the session. So we go ahead. A solid cube has been painted yellow, blue and black on pairs of opposite faces. The cube is then cut into 36 smaller cubes such that 32 cubes are of the same size while four others are of bigger size. Also, no face of any of the bigger cubes is painted blue that we have. So we'll be going ahead for the same, and that what we will have to answer it out as well. So we'll go ahead and that will draw a diagram for the same, and then we'll go ahead with the sub questions for the same that we have to talk about it. So here we have as follows. 73rd question of the session. So before starting with this, we have a following diagram here that to solve it out for the same, and that is being as follows. So here it has been representing like this. So here we have so this is being representing so this is as follows. So here in this type, the upper portion we talk about it, that is being representing with the dotted line, and by the downward side it has been like this only. And this has been the darkened one. Okay, so this has been the upward one. The dotted lines we have is been representing the red color. This is the dark line. This has been the blue color, and the dark line, of course, the black color here. Okay, so according to that, you have to answer it out as well. So I just write it down here so that you will red, blue, and black. Okay, this is black. So we'll go ahead for the question we have is your, that is 73rd question of the session, that being how many cubes have at least one face painted blue? How many cube have at least one face painted blue? That we have to talk about it. So on the same cases we'll have to answer it out as well, and that has been the important one. So the options for the same we have 0, 8, 16 and 32. So we'll go ahead for the same, and that has been the important one as well. So in the figure there are the 36 cubes, 32 of which are of the same size and 4 others are of bigger size, and clearly size of the bigger cube is twice as large as that of the smaller cubes. Also, since no face of any of the larger cubes is painted blue, so each of one of the larger cubes has one face painted red and one face painted black, and all other faces unpainted here. So on the same cases, with reference towards a question that has been said, is that cubes having at least one face painted blue are those which lie along the two surfaces painted blue. Since each blue surface have 16 cubes, so there are 16 into 2, so it will be equals to 32 such cubes that we have as an answer. Now we'll go ahead with another one that we have to talk about it. That has been the another question as well. So with that has been, how many cubes have only one face painted? That what we have to answer it out here. So 74th question. How many cubes have only one face painted? So for the same options we have 0, 4, 8 and 12, and that what we have to talk about it. And where that the cubes having only one face painted are the four central cubes along each of the two surfaces painted blue. Thus there are, we have your 4 into 2, that is being 8 such cubes. That will be the right answer for this question as well. Now we'll go ahead with another one that we talk about it, and that's been the important one as well. The question is, how many cubes have only two face painted? How many cubes have only two face painted? That has been the questions here. So the options for the same we have is 24, 20, 16 and 8. And for the same we have is that leaving the 4 central cubes on each of the blue surface and 8 cubes at the edge of the black. All the rest have two faces painted. Thus the cubes having only two faces painted are 8 cubes on each of the blue surfaces and 4 larger cubes. That is, there are 8 into 2 plus 4, 8 to the 16 plus 4, 20. That has been 20 such cubes that we have as an answer for this. Now we will be going ahead for the another one that has been the another question we talk about it, and that has been, how many cubes have two or more faces painted? How many cubes have two or more face painted? That we have. So the for that we have an options here, that is 36, 34, 28 and 24. So we'll go ahead for the same. That is being, there are no cubes having more than 3 faces painted here, and that is, and 8 such cubes at the edge of the bottom block that have 3 faces painted and calculated above. So 20 cubes have 2 faces painted, so 8 plus 20, so we'll have 28 such cubes. Okay, that will be the right answer for this particular question, that having 2 or more faces painted as well. We'll go ahead with another question that we have to talk about it, and that is being the another important questions here. So the question is to be like 77th question of the sessions here. The question is being, how many cubes have only 3 face painted? How many cubes have only 3 faces painted? The options we have for the same here is your 8, 4, 2 and 0. We'll talk about it, and we'll go ahead for the same here, and that is being your the 8 cubes at the edges of the block have 3 face painted, so the answer will get 8 cubes. Now we'll go ahead with another one that has been the another question here, as being your the another one is that important, how many cubes do not have any of their faces painted yellow? We'll go ahead for the same. 28th question of the session, how many cubes how many cubes do not have any of their faces painted yellow? So the options for the same is 0, 4, 8 and 16. That what we have to talk about it. On the same behalf of it, the solution we have that the cubes having at least one face painted yellow are of 10 cubes along the top surface and 10 cubes along the bottom surface, that is 20 cubes having at least one face painted yellow. So thus the numbers of cubes having none of their faces painted yellow are is your 36 minus 20 will get that has been your will get here is 16 such cubes that are not painted yellow here. Now we'll go ahead with another question that is being asked here and which is being important. So the question is, how many cubes have at least one of their face painted black? 78 9 question of the session. How many cubes have at least one of their faces painted black? That we have options we have is your 0, 8, 16 and 20. So for the same we talk about it that the cubes having at least one of the faces painted black and 10 cubes along each of the black surfaces, that is there are 20 such cubes here. So we'll have your answer is your 20. Now we'll go ahead with 80th question of the session, that is being the important one as well. So we'll go ahead for the same. So here for the question is being, how many cubes have at least one of their faces painted yellow or blue? How many cubes have at least one of their faces painted yellow or blue? Options we have is 36, 32, 16 and 0. We'll go ahead for the same here that the numbers of cubes having at least one of the faces painted yellow is 20, and also the numbers of cubes having at least one of the faces painted blue is 32. Those lying along the two blue surfaces, but there are 16 cubes lying along the four edges common to blue and yellow surfaces. Thus the cubes having at least one of those faces painted yellow or blue is we have is your 20 plus 32 minus 16 equals to 36. Now we'll go ahead with another question that is being another important question here, which is being your next question. How many cubes have no face painted? 81th question. How many cubes have no face painted? That is we have options we have 8, 4, 1 and 0. We'll go ahead for the same. The number of cubes having at least one of the faces painted and are of 16 cubes, each along the surfaces painted blue and 4 larger cubes. Thus there are 16 into 2 plus 4. So that is being your 36 cubes and having at least one of the faces painted, since there are 36 cubes in all. Therefore number of cubes having no face painted is 36 minus 36 equals to 0. We'll go ahead with 82th question of the sessions as well, that what we have discussed here is how many cubes have two faces painted yellow and black respectively. How many cubes have two faces, painted yellow and black respectively? That we have the options we have is 0, 8, 12 and 16. That what we have to talk about it. So clearly there are two small and one larger cube, that is three cubes along each of the edges common to yellow and black surfaces, which have one face painted yellow and one face painted black. Thus there are 4 into 3, so we have, that is 12 such cubes here. That will be the right answer for this question as well. So we'll go ahead, we'll be ending it up here only. We'll start discussing the rest of the questions in the next coming class. It will be exceeded half an hour, so we'll move ahead and we'll end it up, and that we'll discuss about it, and that is being in the next coming class as I told you. So on the same cases, before ending it up, it's a huge request to all the viewers to please go through with the subscribe button and please like, share and subscribe our channel, so that many and maximum people can get the information at once, and you can also enjoy the video as well. Other than reasoning, if I talk about, we had done your sociology and software engineering as well, and after that, if I'm talking about here in the detail, we had done, yes, we had done your that is being your that is we had done your chemistry for class 12, that has been unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 4, unit 5, unit 6, unit 7, unit 8, unit 9, and we had done your elements and atomic numbers and molar masses with their symbols as well. Now in terms of it, we are dealing with your quantitative aptitude, that has been divided into two sections, which is arithmetical ability and the data interpretation. In arithmetical ability, we had done your operations on numbers, SCF and SCF of numbers, decimal fractions, simplification, square roots and cube roots, and then your problems on numbers, problems on ages, surds and indices as well. After that, we are dealing with the DPMS of ER diagram for shopping for factory, industry, organization, online banking system, and now we'll discuss in the next coming class, we'll discuss about the online ATM procedure as well. In terms of reasoning, reasoning has been divided into two sections, which is verbal reasoning and non-verbal reasoning. In verbal reasoning, we had completed your general mental ability and the logic reasoning. In general mental ability, we had done your analogy, classification, LCDs completion, coding, decoding, blood relation, puzzle test, sequential output tracing, direction sense test, logical Venn diagram, alphabet test, number ranking, time sequence test, mathematical operation, logical sequence of words, arithmetic reasoning, inserting the missing character, data sufficiency, decision making, assertion, synthesis, situation, reaction test, and verification of the truth of the statement as well. In logic reasoning, so logic statement, argument, statement assumption, statement course of action, statement conclusions, deriving conclusion from passages, theme detection, caution statement, misleading, logical puzzle as well. In non-verbal reasoning, where we have to cover up your series and a logic classification, analytical reasoning, mirror image, water image, embedded figure, completions of incomplete pattern, figure matrix, paper folding, paper cutting, rule detection, grouping of identical figures, and cube and dice that we are dealing with. We had completed your 82th question. Hopefully in the next coming class we'll end up with this, and we'll reach more than 100 question as well. After completing that, we'll start discussing about dot situation, constructions of squares and triangles, figure formation analysis, and then practice question paper as well. So here we'll be ending it up. It's a huge request from my side to all the viewers to please go through the subscribe button and please like, share and subscribe to our channel, so that many and maximum people can get the information at once, and you can also enjoy the video as well. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up and give a suggestion on a comment box. Please like, share and subscribe our channel. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up and give a suggestion on a comment box. Thank you.